Okay, now here we go. Listen carefully, please. All right, so at the top, all right, I have all the problems that I want you to do. I have them separated, but the first thing I want you to do is I want to explain. All right, the first time my teacher introduced negative exponents, I was like, what the heck? And who made up those rules? It doesn't make any sense. What? So again, I'm going to show you how to handle negative exponents and why the rule is the way it is. All right, because at first time I saw it, I was just like, thought they were just making things up. All right, but there is definitely patterns to math. And once you understand the patterns, the math just becomes super easy. All right, so what I'm going to ask you right now is, does anybody know what 2 to the 5th is? What is it?
I think it's
No. Yeah, it is 32. All right, so everybody write down 2 to the 5th equals 32. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go 2 to the 4th. What is 2 to the 4th? 16. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. And then 2 to the 3rd power. 8. And then I like 2 to the 2nd power.
4.
Now, here's how they figured out anything to the 1st power. What is 2 to the 1st power? It's the same number. Exactly. So 2 to the 1st is 2. All right, now here's the mistake most people start to make is they don't think clearly when I ask the next question. So if I said, what is 2 to the 0?
0.
What is it?
0.
0? 0?
2.
Well, it can't be 2 because 2 to the 1st is 2.
Well, I was gonna say 0, but yeah, I thought you'd come up with something.
You're right. It's not correct.
Yeah,
Anything to the 0 power is not 0. That is incorrect. Why?
Because it was going down half each time.
That's exactly correct. You're supposed to recognize the patterns. All right, you're supposed to recognize the patterns. So from here to here, he said, I'm just dividing by 2. From here to here, I'm dividing by 2. From here to here, I'm dividing by 2. Here to here, I'm dividing by 2. So we don't change the pattern. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. All right, that's what I need you to do. Now, if I ask you for 2 to the negative 1, you're not going to say something crazy. You're going to tell me the correct answer. Sophia, what is it? 1/2. That's exactly correct. It is 1/2. Now, she confidently knew it was 1/2 because she just followed the rules every time we were dividing by 2. All right, so now if I asked, what is 2 to the negative 2? We should be able to say that's what? 1/4. I want everybody to write 1/4 down. And then once you write 1/4 down, what I want you to do is I want you to change 1/4 to 1 over 2 squared. And then after you write 2 to the negative 2, I want you to do 2 to the negative 3. Somebody tell me what 2 to the negative 3 is probably. 1/8. All right. Now 1/8 can be written as 1 over 2 cubes. 1 over 2 cubed. Now what you're trying to do is you are now trying to see if you can see the pattern about negative exponents. All right. So notice 2 here is 2 to the 1st power. So now please listen, because I always am confused about why it doesn't make sense to some kids. So look up there. I think everybody should see the logic. If you have a negative exponent, which is what we have here, to fix it, you just put it where? In the denominator. So bear with me. So if I say 2 to the negative 2, you can now confidently say, well, that's just 1 over 2 squared. If I say 2 to the negative 3, you can confidently say that's 1 over 2 cubed. All right, so in your head, you should be saying if there's a negative exponent, to fix it, all I have to do is move it to the denominator. That's it. All right, now just to show you the pattern again, I'm not going to go to this extreme, but just to show you, what's 3 cubed? Can anybody tell me what 3 cubed is? 27. You don't need a calculator for that. What's 3 squared? 9. What's 3 to the first? What's 3 to the 0? 1. Very good. Very, very good. All right. Now you can see the pattern didn't change, right? Instead of dividing by 2, we're dividing by 3. So that's how they calculated that anything to the 0 power is 1. And anything to the first power is itself. Now, if I ask you, what is 3 to the negative 1, you can confidently say that's just what? 1/3. If I said 3 to the negative 2, you can now confidently say that's 1/3 squared. And you can say 9. But if I said 3 to the negative 3, you can now confidently say that's just what? 1/3 cubed. That's the answer. All right, those are the patterns that you have to recognize to understand numbers. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to convert it over to a variable maybe. Let's say I want someone to tell me what is x to the negative 5 the same as? Wilson.
1/x to 5.
That's how simple. That's it. Now I have this x cubed y to the negative 4. Someone tell me what they think that equals. Nora, why don't you tell me? What do you think?
X cubed and then 1/y.
That's perfect. That's the answer. Because why? What has the negative exponent? The y. So you move it down here. That's it. All right, now I'm going to get something a little wild and crazy. Everybody look up. What, I want someone to think, what if I said 1/x to the negative 3? Somebody tell me what they think that is. Tell me. You are right, actually. Way to go. That is correct. X cubed. That is correct. X cubed. So now the rule is, as long as the exponent's negative, you just move it. If it's in the denominator, put it in the what? Numerator. If it's in the numerator, put it in the denominator. What do you mean?
I don't really understand that. X, like,
Look right here. Listen to me. This right here is negative 4, right? Where did it go? Where did the negative go? Shh.
down there.
Yeah, it changed from a negative to a positive when you move it. So this is a negative. It's on the, or it's in the denominator. So I move it to the numerator. And when I move it to the numerator, I change the sign. That's what the rule is.
So is y4 the same as like y times y times y times y?
Yeah. All right, now I'm going to give you one more example. What?
I'm just a little confused about that one, about how it equals x cubed. So wouldn't the thing be 1 divided by x to the power -3? Then how would it, if that one would be, I just don't understand.
If you have a negative exponent, you just have to move it. If it's on the bottom, you move it to the top. If it's on the top, you move it to the bottom. I'm going to give you another example. Just try to get it into your head. Everybody look at this. If I said a to the negative 5 over b to the negative 3, someone tell me what that answer is. Aiden.
A to the 5th power, b to the 3rd power.
Where would the a go?
Would it stick to the top?
No.
Oh.
A to the negative 5 can't be the same as a to the 5th. Tell me, Maggie.
You add them,
So what do you think the answer is?
like b to the -8.
No, 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 no. They're different. They're different. Hey, listen, I'm really concentrating. Do you hear me? All right, if you need to move, feel free to move. I'm not going to be disturbed. Sophia,
So a to the negative fifth will move to the denominator,
that's right. So it just becomes what?
a to the fifth.
A to the fifth goes down here.
And then b to the negative fifth goes to the numerator and
That's your answer. That's your answer. If it has a negative exponent, you move it. That's the rule. All right, if it has a negative exponent, you move it. That's the rule. All right, so one more example. One more example. All right. X negative 2, y cubed, a negative 4, b squared. What are you thinking, Mr. Ward? Yes, you do. All right, give it a shot, but the worst you can be is wrong. All right, so what was my rule? Anytime you have a negative exponent, you move it. So which one has to move? I don't know what a 2. X to the what? So where does that go? On the top or the bottom? Goes on the bottom. So I'm gonna move it to the bottom. And when I move it to the bottom, what happens to the negative sign? Right. So now what else do I have to move? Does it have a negative exponent? So where does it move? Stays on the top. Now what? Where does that go? Where does a to the negative 4 go? Because it's negative, right? So you just move it. And then I get rid of this. And then what about b squared? Stays on the bottom. That's the answer, guys. That's how easy. All right, you just have to know that rule.
I'm hooked and I proved that problem.
Thank you. I knew you would. All right, not bad. Yes, ma'am. Because I decided to do that. Right, it's just a problem. You with me? And then it's just trying to get you to think about the rules. Okay. So now, again, guys, someone asked me about a calculator. And again, some of these we're going to practice without a calculator. All right. Some of them are obnoxious. I want you to use your calculator. Some of them are not. Everybody should be able to tell me what, for example, 2 to the 10th is. You should be able to say 2 to the 10th is 1024 because you can count by twos, meaning watch 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024. And you can do a couple more. But again, that's what powers are, just multiplying by the same number. All right, just multiplying by the same number. So I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, for some of these. All right. Now, listen, put your water bottle up now. All right. And now we're getting to work. All right, here we go. Now we're going to start the problems. Let's see what it says. Number 1. All right, again, I kind of like going around the room, giving everybody a shot. All right. It says, write each expression using positive exponents. I don't want the numerical answer. I want positive exponents. So let's see if Aiden has been paying attention. What is 6 to the negative 2? And all you have to do is write the answer. You don't have to write it down. Tell me what you're thinking. Remember, it has a negative exponent, so you just have to move it. So what is it?
1 over
Yes,
6 to the second power.
that's how easy. That's all you have to write. 1 over 6 to the second power. Now, of course, everybody here knows that 6 squared is what? 36. So the answer could be written as 1 over 36, but they just want it written as an exponent. Everybody okay with that? All right. Miss Elliott, what do I have for number 2?
move the 2 down to the bottom and then 3.
So it's going to be what?
2.
Now we don't change the base. We only change the exponent.
And then 2 plus 3.
Yes, that's your answer, just like that. 1 over Now, technically, the parentheses don't have to be there, but that's okay. All right, so now number 3.
Oh, so that would be 1/x².
That's how easy it is. Very, very simple. Okay, now, Mikey, you want a negative exponent. So if I say 1/2 to the 6th, that's equivalent to what?
Skip.
Oh, just skip 4. I'm so sorry. Mikey, tell me what number 4 is.
1/57.
Yeah, 1/b to the 7th. Okay, Sophia, you get the hard one. So 1/2 to the 6th. Yes, 2 to the -6. Everybody okay with that? Okay, Lila.
8 to the -2.
Yep, 8 to the -2. I told you guys, pretty easy. It's just a rule. That's it. Just a rule. All right, here we go. Number 7. Uh-oh. Yes, you. What are you thinking?
9.
So what exponent does 9 have?
9.
9 to, not to the first. Because remember, you're moving it up. What did I do for number 6? Look at number 6. Yes, that is correct. 9 to the -1. I'm totally okay with that. Now, I know it says something other than -1. All right. So now here's how we're going to fix that. Everyone should be able to tell me that 9 is what squared? Aiden.
3.
Yeah. So if I wanted to, I could rewrite this as 3 to the -2. That can be written as 3 to the -2. I'm not going to put that on the test. All right. I am totally happy. Listen, as a matter of fact, I would prefer this answer, 9 to the -1. All right. They're just trying to be fancy. I'm not about being fancy. All right. I don't care about this 3 to the -2. All right. So kind of disregard that for the directions. I prefer that you know it's 9 to the -1. All right. That's you good with that?
Yes.
Okay, Max. Tell me about 38 or not 38, 8. Negative what? Yes, sir. That's right. 36 to the -1. I am totally okay with that. I also know that 36 is what squared? Wait a minute. No. I'm asking a question. 36 is what number squared? 6. Right. So underneath that, if you want, you do me a favor and put equals 6 to the -2. Do I care about 6 to the -2 though? I don't really care about that. Yes, ma'am. Because 6 times 6 is 36. Correct? Yeah. All right, sneaky. All right, Mr. Ward, you're up. So now, did I? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I don't want to do 9. It's a word problem. Skip 9. I'm on number 10. All right, so what's the y value here? Right. So we're going to say 2 to the -7. Now do that on your, oh, you don't have a calculator. Oh, good. Perfect. So now do 2 to the -7. No. I'm not asking you. Shh. 2, then you hit the caret button. And then you do -7. And what does it say? Now I want to change it to a fraction. Second, and then the FD button. Fraction to decimal. Yes. 1/. 2 to the 7th, which is the same as 1 over 128.
Why do we use the calculator?
Say it again.
Why do we use the calculator?
What's 2 to the 7th?
128.
Yeah, if you know 2 to the 7th is 128, you don't need a calculator,
Oh, that's what you're, okay.
right? If you don't know what 2 to the 7th is, I don't mind you using a calculator. All right. Okay, so now number 11, Mikey, tell me.
It's -4 to the -3.
Yeah, I like that. Now, what I want you to do now is I want you to rewrite it first. 1 over, what is that the same as? No, I don't want you using a calculator right this second. I tell you, I want you to tell me what the fraction is. What is it? Wow, I went the wrong way. 1 over what? No, come on, Mikey. Tell him.
1 over -4 cubed.
Yeah, 1 over -4 cubed,
Oh.
right?
Oh, yeah.
You with me? Now, if you want to convert that, all right, everybody can do. And that would be -1 over 64. Is everybody able to do that? What?
Fraction, the decimal was, it gives me like an option.
Did you hit second?
You didn't hit the second button. That's what you guys have been trying. That's what I'm saying. I can't every day teach you how to use the calculator. You have to hit the second button. That's why I was telling you about messing around sometimes. You're not getting the full picture here because you're being distracted. All right, now number 12. Sorry, Maggie, you get to do 12.
So it's 3 to the -4th power,
Uh-huh.
and then you do 1 over 2 to the -4.
That's right. And what's 3 to the 4th? You tell me. Yes, 1 over 81. 1 over 81. Okay. So now for 13, I want everybody to write down 8. What's the y value? So you put 2 and then to the -4. Now I want everybody to make sure you're watching me now. This, I want everybody to write as 8 over 2 to the 4th power. Right, does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Now you can just type that into the calculator if you want. 8 times 2 to the -4. 8 times 2 to the -4, and then I want it as a fraction. Well, what was it? I think it's a half, right? Yes.
Do we have to write it as 8 over 2 to the 4th?
No. I don't really care about that. What I'm trying to tell you is that's something I want you to know, though.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying, right? That's what I want you to know. That's the important part. Do I really care about the calculator can do the work? I don't care about the calculator can do the work. I know the calculator can do your work. I want you to be able to tell me that's what you do to negative exponents. You move them. All right, that's what I'm trying to get at. All right, so with that, number 14. Now you see here, I want everybody to do 11. We're waiting on you, Austin. 11 to the -6. Then I want it as a fraction. Let's go. You got what? Try it again. 8 times 2 to the -4. You see what I'm saying? Don't worry. Yes, ma'am.
I thought you were supposed to divide them, so I read it.
What do you mean?
You said to me.
Well, yeah, if you type it in this way, you can say 8 times 2 to the -4, right? Or you can divide 8 divided by 2 to the 4th. That's a good point. Listen to what Sophia just said. I think that's smart. Now, this is why I kept trying to tell some of you, it's important to listen, right? You can type it in this way, 8 times 2 to the negative 4, or you can type it in as 8 divided by 2 to the 4th. You get the same answer. You with me? All right, so now I'm back to Austin. What is the answer to 14?
It's 1 and 11.
Yes. So 1 over 11 to the 6th. That's easy.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Or you're up.
Alright, 15. I got 1 over 7.
Beautiful. Yes. 1 over 7 to the 1st. Okay, Wilson.
It's your turn.
Shh.
1. So it's 1 to the negative 4, and then 5 over it.
That is correct. Just like that. You agree?
Yeah.
All right. Next, Mackenzie.
That would be 1 over negative 5.
Yay. Very good. All right, 18. Here we go. Back up here. Aiden.
Is 1 in a to the second power.
1 over a squared. 19. Miss Elliott.
19, that's k, or 1 over k, to the 8 power.
1 over k to the 8th is perfect. 20.
1 over b to the 15.
Yeah, easy. 1 over b to the 15th. Okay. Mikey, go.
Over r
You got 21.
Okay. 21.
1 over r to the 20th.
1 over r to the 20th is good. Mr. Ward, now you have to write it as a neg. No, did I miss you? Sophia's up, I'm sorry.
Write it as a negative.
Yes.
9 to the negative 4th power.
Yeah, 9 to the negative 4. Next.
1 to 10 to the negative 4th.
Yeah, these are easy. I told you guys. You're going to be good at this. Okay, Addison.
7 to the negative 6.
Very good, kiddo. 7 to the negative 6. Max, 25.
And 6 to the negative 5.
Yeah, 6 to the negative 5. Perfect. So you can just write this as what? What? Shh. Tell me what 1/4 is. 1/4 is not negative 4. Yeah, so 4 to the what power? Come on. Shh. So go back to number. Go back to number 5. Look at that answer. See what I'm saying? 1 over 2 to the 6th is 2 to the negative 6. Yeah, that's a good question. Okay. So this is to the first power. So it'd be 4 to the what? Nope. Yes, 4 to the negative 1. You with me? So tell me what 27 would be. Say it again. No, the negative has nothing to do with the exponent. Come on. So we'll look at number 26 and look at the answer to 26. 1/4 is the same as 4 to the negative 1. You with me? Because why? To move it up here, you just change the sign to negative 1. Yes, there is. If there's no exponent, what exponent number is it? 1. Shh, no one's. You don't interrupt me. All right, we already talked about this. All right, did you hear me say back up here that I don't care about the negative 1? I don't like those directions. Do you remember me saying that? Well, that's exactly what I said. All right. I didn't want to change that to 3 to the negative 2. I wanted to just leave it as 9 to the negative 1. All right, so now, Mr. Ward, back to you. This is the same as 1 over 49 to the first. So what is that the same as? No. What did you do to this one? Right, so 1/4 is the same as 4 to the negative 1. Yes. 49 to the negative 1. Now you're going to do 28. What is that? Yes, sir. 144 to the negative 1. You with me now, right? So anytime you're moving something, you just change the sign. All right. Am I Maggie? Do 29.
125 to the negative first.
Yes, perfect. All right. I'm okay with that. All right, totally okay. I'm understanding they want you to know 125 is 5 cubed, and you could write it as 5 to the negative 3, but I said, I don't care about that. All right, on the test, I'm not going to say change it. All right, to something other than 1. All right, 30. 32. Yeah. So what is n? Okay. So now you have to tell me what 3 to the negative 5 is as a fraction. Go.
I think it's like 1 and 3.
Yeah, it is correct. 1 over 3 to the 5th. What is 3 to the 5th?
Oh, 3 to the 5th. It's,
You can use a calculator. One over 243. All right, everybody try that on the calculator. Make sure you can do that. 3 to the negative 5. And if it comes out to be a decimal, convert it to a fraction. All right. Nora, you're up 33. What do I have to do?
Alright, 33. It is 1 over in parentheses negative 12 to the second power, and that equals 1 over negative 12.
Okay, so first of all, P is negative 2. So
Oh,
it's
sorry,
negative
I'm
2 times 6 to the negative 2. No, you're correct. Negative 12 to the negative 2.
Which would be 1 over in parentheses negative 12 to 2, and that would in turn be 1 over negative 24.
Why 24?
Oh my god. 144. 144.
Yes, 1 over 144. All right. Right now. That's going to be your permanent seat. Yeah, no, it's not going to be sorry to me. You don't have to be sorry to me.
Wouldn't it still be negative though? 12 times 2, or not times 2 times 12. Oh, you're right.
All right, Wilson, 34.
Oh, okay. So that would be. So P is negative 2. The negative. You change it into a fraction. So it'd be what? 1 over negative 2 and 3.
And what's that? What's negative 2 to the third power?
Negative 2 to the third power is 8. Negative 8.
Now, honestly, I don't like the negative in the denominator, so most of the time they would rewrite the fraction as negative 1 over 8. Mr. Ward, how is that? You sure? Positive? All right, I want you to talk to me. Remember that, okay, if you're not sure about something. Okay. 35, Mackenzie.
Negative 6 and negative 1
Okay, this one's kind of tricky, so I want to hear what you're thinking.
And then that equals 1. And then -6. And then 1.
Okay, so listen, I want you to listen to me, guys. Believe it or not, this negative it's, I want to rewrite this as -1/6 to the first. Okay. Right, a lot of people accidentally bring the -6 with the -1, but that's not true. All right, that's not true. Now, honestly, would it really matter? There's only one negative, so it wouldn't matter. Okay, so these are a little bit trickier, and I'm okay with that. All right, these aren't, the tricky ones aren't going to be on the test. All right, I just want to show you some basics about negative exponents. All right. What? I believe that because you haven't been paying attention now. That's why you're sitting over there. Sit up. All right. Stop being silly. All right. When you get yourself together, you can ask me another question. All right. Now, Aiden, 36.
It's 9 to the -2nd.
Right. 9 to the -2nd. So what is that the same as?
1 and 9 to the 2nd power.
That is correct. And what, of course, what's 9 squared?
81. Oh, wait, that's not right.
It's 81.
Thank you. All right, that's what we're looking at. All right, so if you want, on your calculator, you can do 9 to the -2, but that's a waste of time, in my opinion. Everybody should know 9 squared is 81. There's no reason to do it on the calculator. All right, that's what I was saying about sometimes the calculator causes more problems than it's worth. You should know what that is. All right, let's look at 37.
It's 2. 1/2.
Wait a minute, 2, what's Q?
That's cubed by 6.
That's right, so I want everybody to write 2 to the -6. And then tell me that's the same as what?
63.
Well, how do I rewrite that?
1 over
Yes,
66.
yes. And 2 to the 6th is what? So it's 1/64. I'm happy with that. Okay, so listen, guys, guess what?
Guess what?
That's it. All right, look, and if you don't have to do the last 3 problems, listen to me. If for some reason you're like, I'm not 100%, all right, look over the notes. All right, look over the notes. Very good job. No homework.
That's what was about. I understand that. I was playing with it.
All right, well, I'm happy about that. I'm happy you understand.